from Months of Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play a song by Jerry Reed called "She Got the Goldmine and I Got the Shaft." And it starts out with some really, really cool licks where you could kind of play just first fret on the G string and then second fret on the G string. And you'll kind of hear that around E chords actually in general. It's kind of that G sharp A, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's kind of around an E major chord. When you play E major, first finger goes to the G string on the first fret, the second finger on the A string, second fret, and third finger on the D string, second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you can kind of take that note, actually that first fret G sharp note that we're using for our lick, and kind of take the pinky and kind of add it in on the G string on the second fret for something called an E suspended. And you may want to kind of dig on, kind of alternate between those through the tune. And that might be kind of a cool way to work it. And intro-wise, actually, it's just kind of this vamp on the E major. There's a couple different strumming options you may want to think about, actually. You could even kind of use just downstrokes. And it might be kind of cool to kind of try and bring out that lick around it. Or, one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took Ian just tried that a lot too. You'd have down, down, up, down, down, down. Actually through the tune, you could kind of half time it too, just a down, down, up on the E through the tune, actually kind of break it down if that seems a little fast for you, just kind of trying to follow the chord. And then from there, then we go into our first verse, and there's kind of this big hit on the E major where you do it down, and you may want to kind of kill it with the right hand, kind of down, kill it, kind of going into the verse. And it's all spoken, man. Jerry's just a cool man. And then we kind of come in with this cool little lick where we play 2 on the D string, open G, second fret on the G, and we're going to do a hammer on the third fret, and then back to second fret, and then do a pull off to open G. So that's a little weird. You kind of play the 2 on the G string, put down 3 to kind of carry the sound to third, back to 2, and then back to open. So you're trying to get all those notes on one pick, kind of that 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, 0. And then we go 2 on the D string as kind of a pull off lick. And then we can either hit an E major chord or play the second fret on the D string E note. So you got 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2. It's kind of that lick. 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, and then E. Kind of working through that verse. So you may want to kind of use that lick to kind of accent it. And then you'll kind of hear, actually, after we do that 4 times, kind of working through the lick, you'll hear where the guitar kind of comes in the background, actually, with that same E idea. And that's what I'm calling the pre-chorus. And we start on the E major chord for that part. But then we go to an A major chord. When we play A major, first finger goes to the D on the second fret, second finger on the G string, second fret, and third finger on the B string, second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord. It sounds really, really happy. And then from the A, we'll be going to a B7 chord. We play B7. First finger goes to the D on the first fret, second finger on the A string, second fret, third finger on the G second, and the pinky on the high E second fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B7 chord. It sounds fantastic. And you might want to kind of think about kind of taking the third finger, kind of flatten them over the G, B, and E, and even make that a B9 chord. Actually, that's a little bit easier. Sometimes, depending on the size of your fingers, that might be cool. And then from the B7, we go back to E major. So we could kind of work that with kind of those down ideas, kind of that E, A, B7, E. So I'm kind of doing 4 downs on each chord, and that could be kind of a cool option to kind of do that beauty. Or if you want to do the down, down, up, up, down, up, it would be incredibly fast. So if you're just starting out, just a down, down, up on each chord might work too. Kind of E, down, up, E, down, up, A, down, up, A, down, up, B7, E. Or you can even fill in that E, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, B7, down, up, down, up, E, down, up, down, up. Or if you're quick enough, you can kind of get that whole pattern to work on each chord. Kind of E, nice. And then we go into our chorus part. And our chorus starts on the A major, and then we do more A, and then we go back to E, and then back to E, and then we go to an F sharp major chord. Normally you do this as a 2nd fret bar, 2nd finger on the G string 3rd, 3rd finger on the A string 4th, and the pinky on the D string 4th. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F sharp major chord. It's really happy. And you can kind of lift off the pinky and make that an F sharp 7, or another way to play F sharp 7 if you're just starting out. It could be 1st finger on the B 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 3rd, and 3rd finger on the D 4th. And kind of work the D string and the high E string for an F sharp 7. And then from the F sharp we go to our B 7 chord, and then we go back to E major, and then our A, and then we kind of have an E, B 7, and then an E. So you could work that as kind of that down idea, kind of the A, just the down if you're just starting out, kind of the A, down, up, A, down, up, A, down, up, A, down, up, F sharp, B7, or you could fill in that time. A, E, B7, E, or if you're quick enough, you can get the whole pattern to work on all of them. And you have kind of A, we hit our next verse, and then we kind of back into that E hit, and then you might want to bring that lick back, kind of that 2-0-2, 2-3, 2-0-2, 2, or kind of working that with the chord, and kind of for your accents. And then from there, then we'd be going into our next pre-chorus. Now, one other thing I think about adding to the song though is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, or the down, down, up, down, up, we throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the E, you'd have the A for the bass, down, up, down. On the A, you'd have the A for the bass. On the B7, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the F sharp bar, you'd have the low E for the bass. And on the other F sharp 7, you'd have the D string for bass, down, up, down. So through that pre-chorus, we could work it as just a bass down up on each chord, kind of filling it in with the down, down, up, and have E, A, B7. Work that with that whole pattern, kind of E, A, B7, E, B7, and then from there we'll be going back into our chorus part. So we tried that with kind of the bass down up, or kind of filling in with the down, down, up, down, up. We have the A, E, A, and then we have the F sharp, low E bass, B7 A bass, E with low E bass, E with an A bass, E with low E bass, B7 A bass, E with low E bass. Or if you're quick enough, you kind of get that whole pattern in there, and you have the A. Into a solo part that's kind of like our chorus. Now, one other feel that I would think about through the song though is something called a country feel. And a lot of times what a country bass player does is they'll play the bass note actually that we're playing now, which is called the root of the chord. And then if you kind of counted up 5 notes on your fingers, like on the E chord you'd have E, F, G, A, B would be a 5th. You could kind of do the low E string for root, and then do a down up, and then do the A string for your 5th, and then a down up. It's a really kind of traditional country feel. It's kind of root, down up, 5th, down up, root, down up, 5th, down up. And on the A chord, you'd have the A to the low E string for your bass, kind of working that fifth. On the B7, we'd have the A string second to the low E second, so you actually kind of have to move your second finger to kind of get that bass sound to kind of happen. And on the F sharp bar, we have the low E to the A string, and on the other one, you kind of work the D string fourth to the A string fourth, which is a little weird, but kind of like our movement on the B7. Like you have D string fourth to A string fourth, so that's a little weird there. So if we tried that solo part, kind of doing a country feel on it, you could kind of work the A. Tricky at tempo though, and actually kind of going into that next chorus, which is that same form, you may want to try kind of root down fifth down, kind of that, almost kind of like God, I'm doing a little bit of muting on this too, kind of bass down, fifth down, root down, fifth. So if we tried that through the chorus, kind of a tempo, and this is a little tricky, but you have the A, E, from there, then we go into our outro part, which is kind of a B7 to an E. So we tried that with kind of the down, down, up, or the bass down, up, down to kind of fill it in. You have that B7, B7, E, or at tempo, and this is a little bit trickier, is you'd have kind of that bass down, up, down, B7, E, kind of working the bass down, up, down. Or if you kind of dig on the country feel, you can kind of get that to work too. And we're that B7, B7, E. Or if you're quick enough, you can kind of get that B7 twice and then the E twice. B7, E, B7. And for myself at the end, actually, you could kind of tag this whole thing with something I call a country tag. It's a very, very cool cliche lick, and it's cliche because it works well. So you could kind of play the open E, and then go to second fret on the low E, and do a hammer on the third fret and fourth fret. So I'm taking first finger on the low E second, hammering on to the third fret and fourth fret with 2 and 3, and then you go to the A string second, and do a hammer on the 4, and then a pull off back to 2. So it's kind of a hammer on, pull off on the A string, and then you play 2 on the D string, and then kind of play a big E chord. So all together you have low E, 2, 3, 4 hammer on, and then 2, 4, 2 hammer on, pull off, and then 2 on the D, and then E major. Could be a cool way to kind of tag the end of the tune. So you kind of have that B7. Might be kind of a cool thing to work on too. But that's the basics of how you can strum through She Got the Goldmine, I Got the Shaft by Jerry Reed. So good luck.